How you doing, YouTube? Silver Joker here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Okay, so I've made what is sure to be another controversial trade for some silver with my silver. Went down, I traded Phil some silver for this V75 Eagle here, and I'll detail that trade with you guys and tell you exactly why I've done it and how I think it benefits me by doing it this way. And I'll show you some other parts of my collection that is for collection and not stack. So if you're interested in any of that, stick around. All right, so I have been dealing with Phil for a number of years. He's taught me a whole lot about silver bullion, but he is a bullion dealer slash coin store owner. Right, so it does him no good to give away his silver. So he's always got to be looking for the advantage. Okay, now I've learned a few things over the years too. So I know what my stock is worth and what I'm willing to trade and negotiate with in order to do these deals. Okay, so that fact is not lost on me that he is trying to sell me silver and gain the advantage, and I'm trying to get the best price that I can for the silver that I'm dealing with. Okay, so keep that in mind as you listen to the dialogue that we have here. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to doing trades. One of the biggest advantages is you're not using any cash to do the trade, but you still have to keep in mind that there is value in your silver. So I'll let you guys listen to this and then we'll talk later.
Well, the advantage of doing a trade like this in a set is, you're not having to come with out-of-pocket money to buy this. You're getting what you want.
Right.
You don't have to, either write a check, use a credit card, pay cash for it. You're essentially taking money from your collection and converting it over to something new in the collection. Now, the potential of either one of these, I'm sure people will have a guess. Yeah, they'll have a guess as to where each one's going. Some people may prefer to keep the silver. Some might prefer to do this. We just don't know. But they both could go up. They both could go down. These could be left in your collection and they could lose value. You could trade for this. This could lose value later on. This could go up in value. These could go up in value in the collection.
Right.
So it's a nice way to do it because you're essentially converting this into something different and something that has a potential also of at least holding its value, if nothing else. So I just want to explain, this is not an $83 coin anymore.
Right.
Sorry, it's just, and it never will be. How high it goes in the initial, we discussed this. Initially, they had a tendency to spike up in value. Sometimes they hold that value, sometimes they drop a little bit to the market value, but everybody that's into these now, outside of the ones that did get them directly from the mint, are into them at probably 385, 400 and up.
Right.
So these are going to be the new price level that these coins are valued at, or look to be as what I would say. People look at those and they say that they're going to look at that coin and think they have a $400 coin because that's essentially what they paid for it, and everybody around them's paid about that for it also. So it becomes a new standard of a market price in terms of what this coin is. Now, there's some people out there still sitting on their $83 coin, and that's fine, but they're probably holding it because they wanted it. If you own one from the mint where you paid $83 or $86 for it, whatever the initial price was, and you put it in your collection, you can essentially count that as a $400 coin.
Absolutely.
Now. I mean, that's the market value. So that's what we're saying is that all the buyers out there that are buying these now are putting them in the collection at $400 or around there, and that becomes the price level for these coins. Now, if you decide you want to sell it for $200, that's completely up to you, but that doesn't make everybody's coin worth $200.
Absolutely.
Gold and silver, obviously, as all your followers know, is very volatile.
Absolutely.
So one week it's high, one week it's low, and next week it doesn't do anything. So, but there's nothing to hold the value of these silver bars outside of the silver bullion price. This has a collector market behind it, which we've discussed before, and that collector market stabilizes the coin over ups and downs in the bullion market. So as far as stability, once this stabilizes to a price, say it stabilizes in at $390 or $400, it will stay there for a long time, and it might fluctuate up and down 5% or something, but this is going to have much more fluctuation. Right. Yes, it could go up a lot higher, it could go down a lot, but at the same time, for stability, once you feel you're comfortable with the price of these coins, putting them in your collection, I think the volatility of these coins is much less than what silver and gold is. Now, not to say that silver and gold is a bad investment, it's to say that the volatility is, you see the volatility a lot more on a daily basis in bullion coins than you do in collector coins.
I probably wouldn't invest as much monetarily in any other coin, but the fact that it's an eagle, and I'm an avid eagle collector, I gotta have it. And having two is better than one, especially if you want to display one and you want to hold one for the collector value. And for me, this is the better way to do it, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not out of my pocket cash, and what I paid for these is to my advantage today.
Yes.
Getting that, and that's, to me, is what it's all about. I mean, you buy your silver. Your silver is going to be what you use to retire. For me, when I use retire, but I can also use it for acquiring things that I want to add to my collection. Yeah. I mean, I have a stack and I have a collection, and a lot of times my stack helps me to get the things that I want for my collection, and it's always, so far, as worked to my advantage. Not that that's going to be that way always, but so far my stack has helped me to do some of the things that I want for my collection to my advantage. Either to your advantage if you're getting what you want, like I'm doing today. I mean, obviously this is 20 ounces that I'm trading. Well, I'm not trading exactly.
It's kind of an overkill. Yeah,
right.
You're actually going to get cash back, but at the same time, you're right. I mean, it's not always one-to-one.
Right.
And if you look at how you're obtaining certain collectible coins without having to, basically you've already paid for them in the past by bringing in silver, and again you're at or above what you paid for the silver, it's a good way to do it.
It just kind of worked out because these are released when they're released. Obviously, if they had been released like 6 or 8 months ago, then it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's always a good thing, and to think about it too. I mean, really think about it and consider what you've got in your silver based on what you want to get, and it might be in some circumstances better for you to pay cash for it than to use your silver because of whatever the situation is at that day. So I appreciate that, Phil.
Yeah.
We're going to do this, and I'm going to get to the house. I'm going to show you guys this, and where I'm going to actually put it in my collection, and we'll go from there.
Great.
All right, thanks a lot, Phil.
Thank you.
All right, so I wound up making out pretty good with the deal, with the trade that me and Phil worked out. I paid less for those bars than he actually gave me for them, so I made out that way. Plus, he gave me a deal on this Eagle, on these V75 Eagle here. He sold it to me for $300. Now, I'm not saying you can go down there if he has any more and get them for $300. So don't go rushing down there saying, well, Silver Joker's got this. Don't, that was a deal we made out. That was a personalized, unique deal that we made out. He liked those bars that I brought him down there. He expressed to me that he liked those bars, those Provident metal bars. And so we worked out a deal, so I got this for $300. Now, I want to be clear about something. I would never pay $300 for a single ounce of silver. If you guys have watched my video, you know that I'm not into the premium silver. This is a unique situation because these are Eagles. I'm an avid Eagle collector. I have to have it. I mean, you can't say you have a complete collection of Eagles and not have the V75. Now, I have two. I have one that I paid the mint price for, and then I have this other one that I just worked out this deal with Phil for $300. Now, I wanted two because I'm not sure exactly where the value of this V75 Eagle is going to go, and I want to have two just in case something crazy happens with the value. I want to be able to take advantage of that. So what's the worst that can happen? I just have two of them. Now, one will be for collection, and one set will be in a set. I mean, the metal here, and the V75 Eagle. I consider that a set. The two of them together is a set. So that's how I will move them. If the price goes crazy, I will move them as a set to take advantage of that. But like I said, one is for my collection, one is for, in case I want to sell it to take advantage of any kind of really crazy price increases on those things. But anyway, I have a stack and I have a collection. Right? Now, we talked about this in another video, but that's what I have. I have a stack and I have a collection. Now, the collection is not going anywhere. That's not necessarily to be sold for my retirement. My stack is for that. So most of the metals that I have is stack. My Eagles, all my generic silver, my 90% silver, all that is stack, and that's definitely going towards supplementing my income when I retire. Things like this is collection, and I'm going to keep this until I get ready to pass on, and I'll leave that to family. So that's what this is for. Not necessarily, I'm not even thinking about selling this collection. This is just a fun thing that I do. It keeps me motivated. I see things that I like, I want to be able to get them. A lot of times I use my stack for it, especially if I see it in a coin store. You would be amazed at how readily coin store owners, especially in Cincinnati, are ready to trade for things that you like. If you go into one of the stores and you see something you like, you can talk them into a trade. They're willing to do that. At least all the ones that I've ever traded with, it was no question about it. They want to trade. Now, the parameters of that trade sometimes, are a little a little different. But Phil's always been very fair. And like I said in the beginning of the video, Phil is a coin dealer, right? His motivation is to get the maximum amount for his silver that he can. It has to be that way. He wouldn't be in business long if he didn't have that mentality, right? So that is not lost on me. Like I said, it's not lost on me, and I understand that. But we have a relationship. We've built a relationship over the years of doing business. And so I understand his point of view, and he understands my point of view. And I think that's important to understand. If you have a local coin store owner that you frequent, that you do business with, keep in mind that it's not a negative thing that bargaining, that bartering back and forth and bargaining over certain things that you want. That's not a negative thing. That's actually a positive thing. It shows respect that, for one, that they're willing to deal with you on that level, and two, that they trust that you know what you're doing. On your level, you trust that they know what they're doing and they're going to give you the best deal. So think about those things when you go to make a deal like this. If you go to make a trade, think about who you're trading with. Really understand the value of what you're trading. Don't let somebody else determine the value of what your silver is. Just because somebody says, this is what I'm willing to pay you or trade you for your silver, doesn't necessarily mean that that is the value of your silver. You have to determine the value of your silver, then negotiate with someone. Now, that's not to say that you're going to get exactly what you think your silver is worth, but know what it's worth, and that gives you a little room when you go to bargain with somebody about either buying or selling or trading your bullion. And that's important. So anyway, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, ring that bell, and you'll be notified as soon as I put out another video. I'm on Instagram, so if you want to go and follow me there, it's Silver Joker on Instagram. And let's just keep the silver train rolling. I mean, you guys have a ticket to ride, and a lot of people are riding the silver train. Not necessarily in my car, but on that train, and we're all moving. We're moving, and we're going to continue to move because there's so much that we want to do with our stacks when the time comes. And you can't do anything with your stack if you don't have a stack. So if you continue to watch my videos, I'm going to help you in any way I can, the best way I know how, to help you get the silver that you want, keep the silver that you want, and develop ways to maximize the value of your silver when you go to sell it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Keep stacking. Peace.